Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place of each and every Sunday night, where tonight on Top Split TV we bring you round 2 of season 22 of Sunday Night Lights here from Watkins, Glen. Once again, I'm your host Alex McKellar, and joining me in the booth as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, another big field assembled here tonight for another fantastic night of Skippy action.
That's right, Alex. We have assembled some of the best Skippy drivers from across the world to race here at the Watkins Glen International Speedway, the Boot Edition. This is the edition that we like to see, the nice long version of the track. So these drivers actually have a little bit of a challenge on their hands here as well, Alex. Trying to deal with getting down into the boot section and coming out of it cleanly can always be a struggle, especially on those fresh tires.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Speaking of which, Mr. Beatty has decided to he's going to have a bit of a slide out on his way around, trying to warm up the tyres, of course. But there's a few big names back in action again tonight. We got last week's winner, Mr. Benny Simonson, took out pole last week, of course, and the race win on top of that, and a great race win it was. Great to see him back this season, and tonight, of course, as well. Manu Laketa, he'll be right up there as well for Movano Sim Racing. He's the two-plated car here tonight. Number 3, Pablo Espez, who won the warm-up race tonight for R70 team. Got some paces, young Pablo, and he'll be looking to put that to good work tonight. Cristobal Otero, he's back for a cross competition as car number 4, and Zach Zhao from the Asian club, I'm going to say China at a guess. He's car number 5. Haven't seen too much of Zach. I've had a couple of races in and around him, I think, from memory. At least seen him around a bit. But first time out at Sunday Night Lights, I think, tonight, Corey.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Alex, and it should be a good showing for him being the five-plated car. 4.8 thousand I rating, which is incredible. It'd be interesting to see how he can handle the Skippy around Watkins Glen. We've also got Enzo Cantor making a return as the number 6 car, and we'll be expecting some big things here from Enzo. But it looks like he might have been getting into a few incidents lately, down to a C license this week, Alex.
Ouch, that tickles, as does the hairdo he's sporting in his photo. Giuseppe Toledo, he's back here tonight from Italy, of course. Leading ANZ driver, at least in terms of the seedings, is Brett McBurney. Great to see Brett back out on track representing the ANZ club, of course. Some other notable ANZ drivers, Corey Lean, who's really been fighting hard, almost a championship contender, although having spent most of the time racing second splits. He's got his I rating up. He snuck in as car number 15 here tonight of 20 cars, and he'll be trying to do his best for the ANZ club and get a few points himself. Rod Pidnar, there's a driver we haven't seen for a while from the ANZ club. Great to see him back. Mitch McLeod also back in for another tilt here tonight. And the one final ANZ driver we have here tonight is Mr. Paul Beatty. Only Team Milo car that I can see in the field tonight. That's somewhat of a rarity, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I'm not sure what's going on with the other Team Milo drivers. Maybe they just decided to take the week off. Of course, we know Ben Snell usually very busy on the weekends with the drifting competitions. But no excuse there for Russell Clark, though, the team boss man for Team Milo. And we're going to have to get to the bottom of that and give him a little bit of a ribbing for it. But we already have first laps in, Alex. In fact, most of the drivers are halfway through their second lap already. Benny Simpson topping the pops at the moment with a 2:10.068. So almost into the nines already here in qualifying, Alex.
Yeah, great driving from Benny there, setting the pace as always. Great to see just another notable there, my Panamanian friend, Mr. Edwin Valerino. Not often we see Edwin here on Sunday Night Lights, so very worth noting. A great driver from Panama, great community member, and great... quite handy in the skips as well, just quietly. Also good to see Ludwig Guidi back. He's upped his car seating this week. He's up to 13th. But again, finished second last week from memory. Pace to burn, so it'll be interesting to see what he's got. Currently, provisionally in P5 as he starts rounding out his second lap, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And looks like we've only got a couple of cars who have not laid down lap times yet. that being the 6 of Enzo Cantor and the 9 of Daniel Blanco. Daniel, one who is not shying away from many controversies in his past outings with us. I'm hoping we don't get a repeat of some of the action he has shown us in the past, but we'll just have to wait and see with that one. We know him as a little bit of a Maldonado here on the Top Split TV channel, but hopefully, he can prove us wrong this week, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely hoping so. Pablo Esparza finishing his second lap. He's stayed in P2 by the looks. Simonson now coming to round out his second. Oh, Valerino jumps up to pole briefly. What's Simonson got for him as he crosses the line now? Is he done? Nah. Yes, he's got it to 09.5. That's a great time there from Simonson as the stragglers start finishing their second quali laps. Mitch McLeod closing his out. By the looks, will he have time? I think he will. He's coming into the final corner now with about 45 seconds. It should be all right. So we're right along with the 17 plated car here tonight. What's he got for us in terms of timing? Oh, 2:10.4 jumped up to P9 with only McBurney sitting ahead of him on the in the qualifications as far as the ANZ drivers go, Corey.
Yeah, and that's one incredible time there by McBurney being in P3, a 2:10.053. Be interesting to see how he can handle starting up towards the front, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at our grid here tonight for round 2 of season 22 of Sunday Night Lights. We've got coming to you from Watkins, Glen tonight. Benny Simonson, 2 for 2 with poles tonight this season so far with a 2:09.5. Fantastic time around here. Edwin Valerino bursting onto the Sunday Night Lights scene with a P2 in his first quali effort. Brett McBurney, leading ANZ driver there, just 4/10 behind in third. Pablo Esparza from Iberian R70 team in starting fourth tonight. Manu Luqueta, last season's dominating champion, starting from P5 for Movano Sim Racing. Ludwig Guidi on his return to Sunday Night Lights and Skippy Racing starting in P6 tonight. Second week of his tilt. Giuseppe Tellini from Italy in P7. Zach Zhao from Asian Club in P8 tonight off the grid. Mitch McLeod, Talk Inc. and ANZ out of 9th. Starting 10th tonight will be Cristobal Ortera from Across Competition. Corey Lean from ANZ starting 11th. Daniel Blanco from Iberia starting 12th. As we go over the page. 13th, Team Milo's Paul Beatty. 14th tonight will be Ian McFadden from UK and I. Hironori Kobayashi from Japan out of 15th. Daniel Forghirini out of 16th for Italy. Takumi Yamato from Japan out of 17th. Rod Pidner, ANZ club member out of 18th. Gola Kawabe-san, he's back in 19th tonight. And Enzo Cantor, the other Movano Sim racer, he will be starting from final spot on the grid. Tonight out of P20 will be the Movano Sim racer, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. He did not register a time in qualifying. That's why he's at the back. But red lights mean rev, and green lights mean go as we're underway here for round number 2 of Sunday Night Lights for Season 1 2021. And already the cars charging down to the first corner. And it looks like we already have one Benny Simpson in the lead of the race, Alex.
Yeah, Benny's... Oh, I think there's some disaster behind us.
Big drama in the back
Big
of the pack.
dramas. Yeah, that's massive.
Ogero, Enza, Pinda, Corey Lean involved. I can't see the other car. I think it's Yamato as well, Alex.
Yeah, we're just going to take a quick replay on that while the guys up front sort themselves out. 4 wide, bit of netcode. McLeod gets away with one there from a netcode perspective, and then... Oh, stacks on in the rear, I have to say, unfortunately, but we better jump back up front and go live and see what we can get done here. So we've got Valerino now who's taken advantage of the big draft and got it done through the chicane now, and line astern they go for some... What do we got? We got 9 cars left in that front pack, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. That early incident definitely thinned out the front pack here a little bit. But in this front pack, we have such good quality drivers. We've got an 8K driver, we've got a 7K driver, we've got a 6K driver in this front pack alone. So it's definitely not short on talent in any way, shape, or form. It'll be interesting to see how these guys are going to handle these early laps with the draft. And it already looks like Benny Simonson has reasserted himself into the lead of the race, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful. Got it done up the toe of the boot section there that time round, and almost left Valerino out to hang out to dry with McBurney showing the nose as well. But they've gone back line astern, and still 9 deep they go, with Espes looking eager in P4 with Lucetta driving a patient race, although again Espes showing the nose as they come through the final pair of corners now. First time round they've survived. Oh, she's a bit loose through that final corner. Well, sorry, the penultimate quarter of the first lap, I can tell you. And these guys getting it done using every bit of that exit ripple strip and getting it done that first time round, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. We now have 10 laps to go. This is just an 11-lap race. And you can use a lot of the exit here in turn 1 as well, but it's not generally the fastest way of doing things, Alex. I mean, it's all right if you're in the draft, you can catch back up, but you can lose so much time. I'm talking, 2 or 3 tenths if you just run that little bit too far wide in turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the best line through there is typically just a little bit over that exit ripple strip, and that maximises the speed with the minimising the scrub, because realistically it's flat from there right through to this bus stop chicane. We're only dropping down into 4th gear in the skips. Grab as much curb as you can throughout it's the most challenging part of this circuit in the skips, that's for sure. Otherwise, she's a little more than an oval in some of the configurations, but you throw in the boot section, which the guys are heading through now, down through the chute and into the toe section now of the boot, and you've got yourself a decent racetrack. A lot of draft dependency around here, as we know, but as the pack is now they're only about 6 deep now, with a 1.2 second gap starting to open up. Is it? No, we're still all the way back down to P9. Mitch McLeod just hanging on to that front group, Corey.
Yeah, but I dare say he won't be holding on for too long here, Alex. Zach Zhao is just a little bit behind the main pack as well, only by a couple of tenths though, but this front pack definitely starting to pull away from McLeod as he's going to start falling into the clutches of Daniel Blanco here in the 10th position.
Yeah, that's right. He will indeed, as we see Daniel Blanco. Oh, that won't help his cause. McLeod, the 17K, you see going through, and you've got Blanco now ahead of Beatty, McFadden, Kawabe, and Forgiorini by the looks. Those guys itching to get back on into the fray, but it's a big challenge ahead of them, because up front, leading the way is Mr. Valerino with Simonson and Espes. Simonson taking slightly defensive line, and I'll tell you what, Espes, as racy as he wants to be, he's got up one position, he's got past Brett McBurn, he closes up through turn 1, but he want to be careful. Simonson will think he's certainly got the pace to stay in front, but Simonson was bested in the warm-up race by Espes. Espes took it out with Simonson only managing second, I think, or maybe third from memory. I think Geedy got second. So he may be wanting to get one back on Espes in the big one now. Valerino running centre track up this long straight into the bus stop for the third of 11 laps. You see Espes poking the nose up the inside. Simonson goes by. Espes goes by. Valerino relegated to third through the bus stop, with McBurney settling for 4th position just ahead of Team Ivano's Manu Lucchetta.
Yeah, and that was a big fall from grace there, Alex, going all the way back to the 4th position. But at least he's gotten back into the line. It's very easy to get Freight Train there, getting stuck on the outside. But he's managed to find a nice spot to slot into. And now he can just relax a little bit, just try and reassert his driving style, get back into the groove of things and maybe try and claw his way back up towards the front. But what this means is with Espes in second now, we could see an epic Titanic battle going on for this front position between Simonson and Espes. I mean, Espes will be wanting to lead this from the front, especially with how big this pack still is, Alex.
Yeah, we are still 9 deep with McLeod easily hanging on to the back of this pack. The second of the two ANZ drivers in this front pack, with Brett McBurney now sitting in P4 comfortably by the looks. You've got two in the top the top 9, which is good to see. We're going to put the call out during the week. We need some more ANZ participation because the overseas drivers taking full advantage of the platform and coming have some great racing. Want to see some ANZ drivers up the front in there fighting it out too. Tonight, Big Bernie doing every bit of that. McLeod hanging back after that earlier incident, potentially looking to fight his way forward, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's going to be a little bit of a frantic race here, I do believe, for the minor placings right now, because the draft can only help you so much. You're not going to go from 6 and get all the way to the lead unless some big kind of disaster happens. So these guys are going to have to try and get things going and maybe try and get themselves up towards the front so they can try and have a crack at getting this lead, because it's not going to be easy with Simonson and Esbez being 1 and 2, especially not with Valerino trying to go around the outside of everyone to take back the lead here, Alex.
2 by 2 they go, Noah's Ark style through the bus stop this time round. They've got it done. That's how you do it with quality, folks. Oh, the 8 car there, McBurney, left to hang out to dry. Going through the carousel this time down, heading down to the chute, and he's been shuffled back a bit. He's back down to 5th. Lucetta getting it done through the bus stop that time round. McBurney now comes back up the inside, but he'll be left on the outside of the tow this time round, and we'll probably just have to tuck back into line, I would suggest. Oh, almost got in contact. He's left to hang out to drive. The 13 car of Geedy says, I'm going through. Thank you. That's enough of a gap for me. That's checked him up behind. But Bernie now under pump. He's under the pump from Tellini, McLeod, and Zach Zhao getting into it as well, Corey.
Yeah, and as I said, Alex, the race is on now for these minor placings. These guys are going to start trying to work their way up through this little pack that they got going. And hopefully we can get everyone through cleanly towards the last lap, and then we'll allow all hell to break loose. But for now, looks like everyone's been aggressive, but they're being cautiously aggressive, which is what I like to see when it comes to a big drafty track like this. I mean, we don't normally call Watkins Glen big, but with the boot, it does technically make it a bit of a big track, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything over 2 minutes in a skip's a pretty big track for these cars, and this certainly qualifies with the best time around here just becoming about a 2:09.2 that time round. Draft assisted Mitchell McLeod. He's bumped up at least one spot in that lap as the car spray out on the exit of the first turn that time round, and it's this time it's Simonson leading them out. How many do you think will gobble him up the big straight, Corey?
I am expecting Simonson to maybe drop down to 3rd this time, with Valerino and Esbez possibly going up the outside. But looks like Esbez going to be in support of Simonson here, just filing in behind him. Valerino going around the outside, and Lucetta made his way into 3rd, just sneaking in front of Esbez there, Alex.
Just got it done. Lucetta now starting to get the elbows out and wanting to move forward to the front action in the latter stages of the first half of the race, wanting to press his claim for race victory in the second half of this race as they head through the chute this time round. 2 by 2 behind as McLeod gets left on the outside. Tellini goes through again. McLeod coming to contest the position now with Tellini. No, lets him go. Thinks better of it as the guys up front go through the tow. Lap 5 of 11 this time round. And oh, I'll tell you what, they just start. There's so much more camber on the inside of that corner. As soon as you start drifting out on exit, you can end up wider than you expect, Corey, and your day over. These guys using every bit of the track this time round and getting it done cleanly.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And another thing you've got to be worried about in that corner as well is the inside curb. It is such a high curb. If you just tap that a little bit, you're going to find yourself going wider than you really want to be. Another thing you've got to watch out for in these corners is the couple of areas that seem to be repaved. Those areas are actually diamond ground in real life and provide a little bit of extra grip. And that can be a little bit evident here in the iRacing simulator as well, Alex.
Yeah, right. Everything the sim brings to us and more these days in terms of reality. They do their best. It's not quite there. You can't quite feel the wind in the hair, although I think you can buy stuff for that too. But the wind, that is not the hair, although you can do that as well. As they guys come through turn 1 again, we have Valerino, the Panamanian, leading the charge this time round. He's ahead of Simonson once again with Lucetta, Espes, Guidi. Get used to those names, folks. They're the ones we're likely to see dominating the Sunday Night Lights and the official season standings this year, as we see that time a little bit of wiggle from Simonson as he went by Valerino there as they come into the bus stop this time round. You've got side by side Simonson and Espes, they get it done. Side by side behind you've got Lucetta and Valerino, they get it done. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you get racing side by side through there. The best in the world, showing how it's done that time around, Corey.
Yeah, and that was very sketchy, Alex. I was on the edge of my seat for that. They went 3 wide down the back straight there very briefly and managed to get back down to 2x2, and now they're all back single file again as we go past the front ankle of the boot into the toe, and everything is just starting to get turned up intensity-wise. As I see towards the back, looked like Mitch McLeod was going to try and make a move there on Tellini. Thought a little bit better of it, and he's probably going to readjust that and maybe try again, either on the front straight or towards that back straight, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Now as the guys come into the hill, it checks up once again, very tight in the tail end of this pack as the concertina effect takes hold. Watch for moves there in the last lap or two, Corey. They get it done in the heel as well. The boot section itself, you've got 2 passing opportunities at the heel and the toe, but only when you really need to make it count. And of course, with the balance of 5 laps remaining as they cross the line this time round, expect in the last couple of laps there'll be some desperate action taking place there, as well as just in the bus stop, which is often where you see most of the overtaking done as the guys cross the line at the tail end. Lap 6 starting lap 7. I'll tell you what, Corey, I'm not even gonna ask you for a bet on who you think's gonna win this week, because it's a roll of the dice. 9 cars in the front pack, finished with Zach Zhao in his debut in Sunday Night Lights. I don't know if you could pick a winner from here if you tried.
It would definitely be a very difficult prospect here, Alex, especially with how tight these guys are remaining to be. But there is a big move going on right now for the second position. It looks like Lucetta trying to make the move around the outside of Espes. He started that move on the right-hander coming up the hill, but it looks like he backed out of it for now. Now Espes taking over the lead. But I'm a betting man, Alex. I like to have a punt every now and then. And I do believe that Espes might actually come out with this one. I've got all my faith in him, because this is a track that NASCAR travel to, although not with the boot. So I do believe that recent NASCAR experience is going to speak to his favour, Alex.
Yeah, potentially. He and Simonson trying desperately to get away. You got Lucetta and Guidi and Valerino and McBurney tripping themselves up almost through the bus stop that time round. They got a 0.7 of a second gap. These guys will race smart, I think, and try and bridge that gap, because if they do race smart, it's in a 0.7 still. It's closing up a little bit into the heel. Oh, big breaks there by Lucetta in third. That's how we've come to know him. Manu big breaks Lucetta. You see the rear, the attitude of the rear of the car, showing how hard he was braking there, and he's out to 8/10. 8/10. These two, Espes and Simonson, they got a chance to break away, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be these 2 particular drivers, because I do believe that they will have what it takes to get out of here. Espes, we know, is a very, very quick driver, and Simonson, well, he's not the one-plated car for nothing, Alex. Although in saying that, the leader of what is quickly becoming that second pack, Manuel Lucetta, we know that he also has the pace to try and mix it with these guys at the front, as just behind him, move being made for that.
Guidi's gone. Valerino had a big look up the inside of turn 1, and Guidi is gone. Let's take another look at that if I can find the replay there. As I said, Valerino went up the inside of the first turn, and as he is rejoining the track, Guidi comes into contact. I think I'm going to say, I can't see the car number there. It might have been Valerino, actually. And then Guidi has become the world famous Skippy sausage roll as the car goes over and over and over again. And that, my friends, is the end of Geedy's race tonight, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and it's very unfortunate. And I do believe it was the 10-plated car of Ballerini that had contact with him. Ballerini also in the pits at the moment, so possibly a little bit of damage with his car. And it looks like Esbez back up the front of the pack, starting to fall back away from Simonson a little bit here. The gap's out to 5, nearly 6/10 of a second. And Lucetta now within the draft of Esbez again. We've got 4 cars up here at the front of the pack now, Alex.
Yeah, it's a bit spread out though. With a couple of laps to go though, these 4, I expect to see Simonson, Espez, Lucetta and McBurney. Great to see an ANZ driver there. McLeod now rounding out your top 5. He's heading up a second pack of 3 with Tellini and Zach Zhao tucked in behind as well. Simonson leading this one clearly. I expect Espez to gather him up, just 6/10 behind. Further 7/10 you got Lucetta. He should have the pace to gather him up, although Espez has had fantastic pace this season, but the draft will not hamper, it will hamper his attempts to get away, with McBurney tucked right in behind, looking for his chance in the last couple of laps, Corey.
Yeah, well, that's right, Alex. And, I reckon Espez is probably in a really decent position right now. I mean, he is 6-7 tenths back, but he is going to be receiving all of that draft, so he's either probably going to go for a fastest lap attempt here on lap 9, or he's just going to straight up try and close up to Simonson here, and maybe try and retake the lead, maybe try and pull away from these 2 that are racing hard behind him, but I don't believe that's going to happen. And looking back at that second pack now being led by Mitch McLeod, it looks like those guys are starting to get a little bit racy here as well, Alex, as they were coming onto the back straight.
Yeah, Tellini taking his turn at the front of that second pack with Zach Zhao tucked in behind. Oh, it's getting busy behind these blokes. Oh, Beatty and Co there with Kawabe's son. Blanco, McFadden and Forgierini. Beatty sticking on the front of that tertiary pack there, sitting in P8. Oh, I tell you what, the elbows are starting to come out back there as well as we jump back up front. We've got Simonson, Espez and McBurney. These are the front 4. These guys will decide. It's probably a bit easier roll of the dice this time round. Corey, is your money still on Espez?
I still have to have my money on Espez, Alex. I do believe he's got what it takes to best Simonson again. But I want to know who you've got your money on. Do you have it on the local ANZ Hope of McBurney, or maybe you're going for a little bit of a Lucetta?
Oh, mate, I'd love to see McBurney take it out. I'd love to have an ANZ driver on top of the pops. I'm going to back Simonson. I reckon he's got the experience and the pace to hold off Espez, but it's going to be tight as they cross the line shortly. There'll be 2 laps to go. Cars will be on the table sooner than not. Lucetta, you can't rule him out either. Anyone in that front 4, Corey, it's a pick 'em finish for sure.
Yeah, well, that's right, Alex. I mean, all 4 of these drivers all have a lot of experience and a lot of laps around many tracks, especially in the Skip Barber. McBurney, obviously one that we know very well, who has quite a few laps in a Skippy. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are all going to organise themselves for the last 2 laps here. You can see there's not really too much going in the way of gaps between the cars, which means they're all, going to be right up there with the draft, trying to make moves where they can. And I reckon, a dark horse here, McBurney probably could take this out if he does the right line at the right time. You see him dodging around in the back there behind Simonson and Espez, as Espez goes around the outside to retake over the lead. But McBurney definitely looking racy right now, Alex.
Yeah, he is. He's right in amongst it, up to his eyeballs. The secondary pack, I should say, getting it done there as well. McLeod on the tail end, as we see Blanco take over from Beatty on the front of this tertiary pack with Kawabe-san rounding him out. McFadden and Forgierini taking their place there as well. Espez leads this front pack though. Simonson well positioned for the draft pass up the main straights. Up the big back straight, I should say, on the final lap. But the question is, will McBurney make a move prior to that to take away that opportunity? Although as we see them come up now, excuse me, we see Simonson holding. There we go. They're coming into the heel, I should say now. It was Espes taking quite a defensive line there at times. And then we've got through this final section, McBurney making his presence known, showing the nose, unsettling the line of Simonson there. Simonson now takes the defensive line into the penultimate corner on the penultimate lap. But he is set for the draft. Although is he? Because there is a passing opportunity into turn one. Will McBurney look to get it done and gobble up that draft up the big back straight, Corey?
Well, it's very possible that he very well might, Alex. You see Simonson just pulling out of the draft there. He doesn't want to get too much of a run on Espes here on the front straight. He knows Espes will just draft back by him on the back straight. And it looks like McBurney actually under attack right now from Lucetta. Lucetta wanting to be the third car in line because the third car in line can sometimes have the better run along the back straight. But McBurney holds on to it for now. And Espes just pulling out to a little bit of a gap. I reckon Simpson let him have that little bit of a gap just to make it harder for Espes to fight back later on in the lap, Alex.
Yeah, potentially. I'm wondering if McBurney and Lucetta cost themselves any chance there. Lucetta had to get it done there. He needed to be in the top three to get anything done here into the bus stop. This time round, it's Simonson now taking the driver's seat away 2 by 2. They've got McBurney holds on to third from Lucetta. That's great driving from McBurney and Lucetta to get through there on the final lap when the blood is well and truly pumping. But it leaves Espes and Simonson really to fight this one out themselves. The minor places are what McBurney and Lucetta are chasing now as we see Simonson come through the chute for the last time now, leading. He'll take a defensive line, holds a driver's right, will he? Yes, just enough. Oh, will Espes have a look? No, he won't. They come and take the racing line. Oh, Espes, he's run a bit wide there on entry. Beautiful line from Simonson there. Simonson, he surely will have to take the defensive line. Yes, moves over slightly to driver's right. Will Espes have a look? He's got a car width on the outside, does he? Just enough. They pull over. Yeah, compromise line. Espes, will he get it done around the outside? Is there enough of cover? No, he's got the clear call and is able to take the defensive line if he wants it into the next corner. Simonson from Espes this time. Simonson will move over to driver's left, no doubt. Will he get... Oh, there's contact in the background. Lucetta's gone. Lucetta and McBurney, we'll have a look at that in a minute. We'll stay with our race leaders this time round. Nose to tail, you got Simonson, Espes, his final chance. He pulls out early, goes up the inside. It's not to be done. He won't have the run out, and it's Simonson. Simonson gets it done for 2 weeks in a row. Pole to finish. He's taken it out 2 weeks in a row. In the background, who we got? Mitch McLeod coming over. Mitch McLeod finishing fourth, an unlikely fourth position after the way this race started with Zach Sauer making his debut, finishing in the top five with Tellini there. Lucetta, he's struggled home and finished in P7. I'm just going to see if I can grab that crash for Lucetta. I'm going to see what happened here.
Play it in here quickly, Alex. Lucetta and
McBurney
were battling out hard on that last lap. They traded that third place position 3 or 4 times before it finally culminated in this contact. So they were very aggressively driving against each other, and I do believe this might have just been a little bit of a racing accident as McBurney was trying to take the title line on the exit, knowing that Lucetta was trying to go for an undercut.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Lucetta probably trying to take advantage of that speed, and unfortunately, copped in the rear. Whoops, that's not who I wanted. That was the incident. I wanted to see McLeod's overtake as called out through the toe here. Here we go. McLeod 3 wide on the exit there. Gets it done beautifully. Oh, he's got a Movano car to contend with parked across the field. Oh, runs over the rear wing. But that's how McLeod gets it done and finishes in the top 5. Up 5 positions from 9th. Well done, sir. Well played. The 17 car tonight picking up some good points in the top split of the week there, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and it's great to see the Aussies doing well. But we should probably have a look at the results now, because it's definitely going to be a very different look to how it was at the start of that final lap.
Yeah, let's do exactly that, mate. Round 22 from Watkins Glen, round 2 of season 22, I should say. Benny Simonson took it out again. Got pole and then took out the race. Fantastic drive for Apex Racing once again. Pablo Espes finishing in second tonight. Great race between those two, I thought, in the closing stages in particular. Great driving, great racing. Brett McBurney, the leading ANZ driver, he's done it. He's got on the podium. Well done, sir. P4 to Mitchell McLeod for Torque Inc. ANZ's own. Well done, sir. Again, up 5 positions from starting in ninth. Zach Zhao in his debut finishing in the top 5. Giuseppe Tellini from Italy finishing in 6th tonight. I believe that might be his highest Sunday Night Lights finish, if I'm not mistaken. Movano Sim Racing's Manu Luqueta, not where he wanted to finish, finishing in 7th there tonight. The reigning champion, Daniel Blanco from Iberia in 8th tonight. Danielle Forgherini from Italy in 9th. Ian McFadden from UK and I in 10th. Kawabe-san backing up his P9 last week for Japan with a P11 in the results sheet tonight. Corey Lean from ANZ in the points in 12th in one of his hopefully increasing runs in the top split. P13 tonight went to Cristobal Otero for a cross competition. Hironori Kobayashi from Japan in 14th tonight. Takumi Yamato, also from Japan, in 15th. Great to see the Japanese contingent continuing to grow. P16 tonight, ANZ's Rod Pidnar. Team Milo's sole representative won P. Beatty in 17th tonight. And Ludwig Guidi after that incident with Edwin Valerino in 18th. I can move along. There is the aforementioned Edwin Valerino for Latin Racer in P19. Looking forward to seeing more of Edwin if he can manage to make it here for this split for us. Great to see him out there. An unfortunate way for his race to finish. And Mr. Enzo Cantor. I don't think we saw anything of Enzo tonight, did we, Corey? The P20 finish for Enzo. I don't remember him and what happened to him. Did you see what happened?
I'm pretty sure he got caught up in that very first incident, Alex. The one coming straight out of turn 1.
Yeah, right. Okay. That could well be it, but I'll have to go back and have a look and see what happened, eh? Now, I'm going to go back and I might mute that. And then we'll get ready for some interviews. We got one. And I'm just going to... Where is he? There. And then do this one and then bring him up for a chat. 1P Beatty. Welcome, Paul. Not the race I think you were looking for, not the finish, although it looked like you were in it up to your elbows there for a little while.
Yeah, that was, I mean, apart from the end, that was the best week I've had all week. It was a really fun little tactical 5-pack battle. That was awesome. Really good racing by everyone.
Yeah, nice. We saw a couple of times through the bus stop chicane, and it looked like you were having fun out there, but it all looked pretty clean, mate. What brought you unstuck in the end?
Incompetence. I think I just clipped a bit of grass or something like that, and I couldn't get the car moving, so... But that happened. But no, it was chucking it through the bus stop was hairy sometimes. But I think we all got it done apart from the last lap. I think Ian had a little tap or something there, which is unfortunate. But no, it's really nice, really clean racing with Daniel and Kawabe-san, and yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Great to see it there. Another big strength of field. You got in there, car 17, which is good. Also, all you really want in terms of I rating is enough to get into the big one and then get out there and show what you got. So that's good, mate. I'm sorry that that's right. I forgot what happened to there's a bunch of people that died at the start. I was just asking Corey what happened to Enzo, and I'm going to guess it was that.
I just squeezed through that one. I got a bit of a dink from it, but I don't think my car was too hurt by it. But I thought that was the end of my race on the first turn. So I got another 10.5 laps out of it, so I can't complain too much, eh?
That's it. 10.5 laps of fun is nothing to sneeze at, mate. So well done. Not quite at the points this week, a few shy, but certainly had a bit of fun out there on track by the sounds of it, mate. So thanks for joining us. Yeah. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, I don't know where the rest of the Milo lads are. I hope they're all well, so hello to them. Just the guys I was racing with there, Daniel Blanco, Gil Kawabe, Ian McFadden, and I think Danielle Forgerini was in there. It was really nice fun, lads. Thanks very much. And to you two for doing a lovely pro course. No, hopefully I can hold on to a P9 next week.
Beautiful. All right, thanks, Paul, and hopefully we'll see you out there again soon.
Cheers, Alex. Cheers, Corey. Bye-bye.
We got Corey, one Paul Beatty, Team Milo's own, who got it done out there tonight in his own fashion and enjoyed every bit of it by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And that's the one thing that we always like to try and promote with the Sunday Night Lights series is yeah, it's a race, it's hard and it's intense, but we're all here to have fun at the end of the day, and that's what matters the most. And you can hear the smile. It's not even from ear to ear. It's from the top of his head to the other top of his head.
Top of his other head, I thought you were going to say there for a second. He does
Not
race for
quite.
Van Diemen's Racing, I suppose. Yeah, anyway.
But either way, he had an absolutely incredible race, and it's surprising to hear that Daniel Blanco didn't Maldonado anyone in this race, which is very happily surprising, I must say.
Oh, to be fair to the man, I think he's had some decent runs lately. I think his reputation has preceded him a little bit, but I think he's been getting a bit better. And that's the word on the street that I'm getting too, which is good. And that's what we like to see. So, and it's all about getting out there and having a lash at it. And that's what the guys seem to be doing. But as we don't seem to have any more folks waiting for a chat, mate, tell the folks at home what you got lined up this week.
So this week, I just recently uploaded a whole bunch of videos that I filmed from the Perth Motorplex last night over at the Facebook page, facebook.com/Speedway means 69. But over on the Twitch side of things, we got some racing to do on Wednesday with the Output Racing League. We're still in the Legacy Cup, of which I can't say the name of because this is a PG broadcast. um, so I'll be racing in that one, but soon we'll be looking at starting up the new season again, which will be happening over at twitch.tv/Aussie_sim_commentator, where you can see me commentating on a race solo as we watch a bunch of cars make left turns and sometimes fail at it. But as apart from that, for the rest of the week, we're just going to be looking at doing a little bit of variety streaming. I'm going to be looking at doing a little bit more streaming than I have been doing in the past couple of weeks. So hopefully that's will be on the up and up, Alex.
Beautiful, and everything top split on your screen at the moment, including Corey Has No Life 13, which is Corey's aforementioned channel. But join us in the Discord channel, folks. That's where we do the broadcast from, post-race interviews included. Find out a bit about Sunday Night Lights and how to register and get your name and photos and stuff in the overlays in the Discord server, of course. Top Split YouTube is where you'll find this race replay and all the historic Monday and Sunday Night Lights Skippy races. And, of course, this is the Twitch channel, Top Split TV, where you find all the action each and every week. But until next week, folks, thank you, everyone. We had a few good new faces in the chat there tonight. Great to see some new people joining us, and hopefully they'll be joining us on track and off next week in the weeks to come for the remainder of the season. But for now, folks, thank you for joining us and spending your time with us on a Sunday night. And until next time, on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and I'll be saying ciao for now.